Good morning, leaders. I'm Bailin Bandera, and I'm here to present our latest report, the digital trade in e-commerce. Digital trade is transforming the global economy by creating new opportunities for businesses and consumers alike. It encompasses all commerce enabled by electronic means, affecting various sectors and proving highly important for industries worldwide. Digital trade. Digital trade includes all trades in goods and services that are ordered digitally. E-commerce generally refers to goods ordered digitally. Services can be digitally ordered and delivered, such as online, banking, or streaming services. Cross-border data flows are crucial for digitally ordering and delivering goods and services, impacting the digital economy and digital platform. So, ang digital trade is karaniwang ginagamit natin, lalo-lalo na dito sa Pilipinas at saka sa ibang bansa. Ginagamit natin ito sa pamamagitan ng online seller, or di kaya ay panunood ng mga movies na doon natin nakikita yung mga gusto natin. So, sa madaling salita, nagagamit natin ang digital trade or di kaya yung mga digital na gamit natin sa lahat ng mga bagay-bagay na pwede nating ibenta through online. So, next is the components of digital trade. Number one is digitally ordered trade. So, what is digitally ordered trade? This is international sale or purchase of a good or services conducted over computer networks, especially designed for receiving or placing orders. So, sabi dito is digitally ordered trade. Ito yung mga nabibili natin o pagbebenta natin ng mga products na ginagamitan natin ng through the computers and the networks. So, sa madaling salita, ito yung tinatawag natin na pag-online seller, o di kaya is yung pagbili natin ng mga products natin na nagugustuhan natin through to online. Number 2 is digitally delivered trade. This is international transaction delivered remotely in an electronic format using computer network designed for this purpose. Mga pagdi-deliver natin ng mga products natin na ginagamitan ng international transaction delivered, lalong-lalo na sa mga remote, sa malalayong lugar. So, ginagamitan din natin siya ng network and computer. So, sa madaling salita, ginagamitan natin sila ng online mapping app. So, next is growth and impact. The global e-commerce market is rapidly growing in 2019. Global e-commerce sales were estimated at 3.2 trillion, with around 1.5 billion people shopping online. This growth is driven by increased internet penetration and mobile use. So, napapansin nyo ba na ang global e-commerce market natin ay napakabilis lumago? Kasi noong 2019, ang benta natin nasa 3.2 trillion lamang. Pero nang dahil sa karamihan na gumagamit ng mobile phones at ginagamit nila ito sa pag-online ng mga product na kanilang binibili, so ang benta natin ngayon is mas lalong lumago. Dahil around 1.5 billion na tayo ngayon. Nang dahil lamang yan sa online shopping. Nang dahil lamang yan sa mobile phone, sa internet. Yes, nang dahil lamang dyan, kaya tayo ay unti-unting palago ng palago ng palago. Dahil sa mga ating product na ginagamitan natin ng through to online. Alam nyo ba, ang sanhi ng paglago ng mga product natin sa global e-commerce market ay nang dahil sa internet penetration natin. Kasi karamihan sa atin dito sa Pilipinas o sa ibang bansa ay mahilig mag-online shopping. Lalo na tulad na lang sa Shopee. sa TikTok at sa iba pang mga pwede nating pag-shoppingan.
EU policy on digital trade. The EU emphasizes digital trade in its trade negotiations and the World Trade Organization. The EU aims to establish horizontal disciplines for online trade, ensuring predictability, legal certainty for businesses, and secure online environment for consumers. Next is trends shaping digital commerce in 2025. Several trends are expected to shape digital commerce in 2025. First is AI-driven personalization. AI is revolutionizing B2B experience through personalized search, predictive merchandising, and automated workflows. Next is sustainability. Consumers prioritize brands with transparent supply chains, eco-friendly packaging, and carbon-neutral logistics. Next is social commerce. Platforms like TikTok Shop enable instant product discovery and purchases, driving engagement and conversation. Next is mobile optimization. With over 60% of e-commerce traffic coming from mobile devices, brands focuses on fast loading times and mobile-specific features.
Composable commerce. Adoption of composable commerce is identified as a key trend for 2025. This trend refers to a flexible modular approach to building e-commerce system where business can select and integrate various tools, service, and components from different providers to create customized online platforms. A retailer like Shopify could use composable commerce by combining a headless for a content management, a payment gateway like Stripe for transactions, and AI-driven analytics like Google Analytics for insight, all the piece together form tailored online store that adapt quickly to market changes such as adding voice search during holiday season. Voice commerce. Voice commerce is identified as a pivotal trend reshaping the e-commerce landscape. This involves the growing use of activate devices such as smart speakers, Amazon Echo Google Home for hands-free shopping experience. Example, a user could say, Alexa, order my usual coffee beans from Starbucks, and the smart speaker will process the order via integrated e-commerce app. AI realism. Businesses are shifting from grand AI vision to practical, scalable solution. This shift focus in the moving away from grandiose, overhyped AI projects toward practical, value-driven application. It prioritizes real-world benefits like automation, efficiency, and data insight for business. Example, instead of pursuing a futuristic AI that predicts a global trends, a company may implement AI realism by using machine learning tools like those from IBM Watson to automate inventory management, reducing stock out by 30% through predictive analytics based on historical sales data, providing immediate operational value. Trusted commerce. Ensuring trust digital transaction will be defining trend. This trend underscores the importance of fostering consumer trust in online transaction through robust security measures, clear transparency, and effective fraud prevention. Example, an online marketplace like eBay could enhance trusted commerce by implementing blockchain based verification for seller identities, and using AI fraud detection. Hyper-personalization. AI technologies are transforming online shopping, personalizing every aspect to match its client preference. This involves using AI to customize every aspect of shopping experience from product suggestion and pricing user interfaces based on individual preference and data. Example, Netflix-style algorithms and e-commerce like Amazon could hyper-personalize by analyzing end users' browsing history, purchase patterns, and even social media data recommend challenges and opportunities. Despite the opportunities, digital trade faces challenges such as the data privacy concerns, cybersecurity threats, and varying international regulations. Addressing these challenges is essential for fostering a secure and thriving digital trade environment. This statement highlights the dual nature of digital trade, where advancement in e-commerce bring significant opportunities for growth and innovation, but they are accompanied by obstacles that must overcome. The key challenges include the data privacy, concerns protecting user information and misuse, cybersecurity threats, risk of hacking and data breaches, and varying international regulation, difference in law across countries that complicate global operation. In context hyper-personalization, e-commerce company like Amazon might face data privacy challenges if it collects extensive user data for tailored recommendation, risking violation of regulation like GDPR in Europe.
For e-commerce or electronic commerce is the buying and selling of goods and service over the internet. It has transformed how businesses operate and how consumers shop, becoming an integral part of the global economy. And also have defining e-commerce. For defining e-commerce, this includes activities like online shopping, electronic payments, mobile banking, and online advertising. This part have an example. The example is when you order shoes from Shopee or Lazada, you are participating in e-commerce. Another one is if paying your bills through GCash or PayMaya. Next is how e-commerce works. In this part, have 5 steps. The first step is customer assessing online store. The customer uses a device like phone, laptop to visit an online shop and browse products. For example, you open Shopee on your phone to look for earbuds. That is a customer assessing online store. And the second step is adding to cart and placing an order. The customer selects an item and submit an order. The example in this step 2 is to click add to cart and then check out to buy the earbuds. And then the step 3, website communicates with server. The e-commerce website sends your order details to the server, which processes the data. And the example of this step 3 is Shopee's system receives your order and updates its database stock, price, seller information. The step 4, payment processing. The system connects to payment gateways or banks to complete the transaction. For example of the step 4, you pay using GCash and the system confirms your payment instantly. E-commerce have 4 types, which is business to business, B2B, business to consumer, B2C, consumer to consumer, C2C, and consumer to business, C2B. For the business to business, this is transaction between two businesses. Like for example, a clothing manufacturer sells 500 t-shirts to a retail shop. This is what we call a company to company businesses. Next is business to consumer, B2C. This is a businesses sells directly to individual to customers. Like for example, you buy a phone case from Lazmall on Lazada. This is what we call a business to individual. Next is consumer to consumer, C2C. This individual sells to other individuals, usually through online platforms. For example, a person sells their second-hand bag on Facebook Marketplace to another person. This individual to individual businesses. The last one is consumer to business, C2B. Consumer to business is individuals offer products or services to businesses. For example, is a freelance graphic designer creates a logo for a company and is paid online. This is an individual and company business.
Competition. The online marketplace is highly competitive, requiring businesses to differentiate themselves and upgrade their offerings. So, the online marketplace is highly competitive, so businesses must find ways to stand out and attract customers. For example, an online electronics store might offer exclusive products, faster delivery, or loyalty rewards to differentiate itself from competitors. Continuously improving service and upgrading product offerings help businesses retain customers and remain successful in crowded market. Next, customer expectation. So, customer expectation and e-commerce are rising with shoppers demanding fast delivery, clear information, and convenient payment option. Halimbawa, an online bookstore might offer same-day delivery, real-time order tracking, and multiple payment methods such as credit card or digital wallet or cash on delivery. Meeting this expectation helps build trust, improve customer satisfaction, and encourage repeat purchase. Cybersecurity. Protecting customer data and preventing fraud are essential for maintaining trust and security. So, cybersecurity in e-commerce involves protecting customer information and preventing fraudulent activities to maintain trust. For example, an online fashion store might use encrypted payment systems secure login methods, and regular security or monitoring to safeguard customer data. Ensuring strong cybersecurity helps prevent data breaches, builds customer confidence, and protects the business from financial and reputational logistics. Managing inventory, ensuring efficient delivery, and handling returns can be complex and costly. So, managing inventory, ensuring efficient delivery, and handling returns can be complex and costly because each step requires time, money, and careful coordination. Businesses must track stock levels accurately to avoid selling items that are out of stock. They also need to pack and ship products quickly, which involves carrier fees and the risk of delays or lost packages. When customer return items, the company pays again for shipping and may not be able to resell the product. Halimbawa, an online clothing store might lose money when a customer returns a damaged dress because the store pays for return shipping and cannot sell the dress again. Mobile optimization. Ensuring websites and apps are optimized for mobile device as mobile commerce continues to grow. Ibig sabihin, mobile optimization ensure that website and apps function smoothly on smartphones and tablets, providing a fast and user-friendly experience. Halimbawa, an online clothing store might design its website with larger buttons, simplified menus, and quick loading pages so customer can easily browse and buy products on their phones. As mobile commerce grows, optimizing for mobile device helps increase sales and keeps customer engaged.